Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me for online classes and just kind of have a chit chat, just because I think we all need a little bit more social interaction. So I'm sorry I missed an upload. I try to upload on a schedule of Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I think even this upload is gonna go late, but I've just been very swamped with online schooling and just like not having like the best lighting, and I just didn't really feel like filming like that, like a not good quality video, especially since a lot of us are watching YouTube right now, and like we all have those days. Also, like sometimes you just don't feel like you have anything to film, even though you have all of these ideas. It just really depends on your mood, and I've just been a little bit stressed out with online schooling because I have tests in most of my classes next week, and we're still learning stuff this week that are going to be that will be on the test. So it's been stressful, to say the least. But we're not going to talk about stress today because I think we are all feeling some sort of stress in some way, shape, or form right now. Whether it's like the stress of not being able to go out because of Linda and such. I don't know really what I'm doing today. I want to record other videos after I have my online classes. So I have this one like giant eyebrow hair that's like sticking up. The good thing about like being at home is that if you like overplucked your brows when you were younger or would like to grow them out to have a different shape, the good thing is that now's the time to do it because you can look to like your standards like a complete monster and no one will see you. That's what I'm doing with my eyebrows, so they're not like the best right now. I think at some point I took off way too much right here, and I mean, I think it's a little bit more obvious that this one, it goes a lot in, so I've been trying to grow it out, and it's a very slow process. And like the hairs on this side don't want to grow in that much, but on this side they are. So now's a great time to do all of that stuff. Let me know what you guys have been doing to keep sane. My thing is just painting my nails. Like, I don't let them get gross. I didn't do that like when I was out and about because I just don't like chipped nails. Like at most I would let it get like super chippy for a day, and that was just like your two like main fingers that you use everything for, and after that I would redo them. And I think doing that is personally is keeping me sane. And some people are doing their makeup and stuff, but I think nails is like my thing. Like every 5 days I am painting my nails, and I'm doing fun bright colors to reflect, I guess, the weather since it's hot here in Arizona. And because every time you look at your nails it's just like a bright color, so it's not like something dark and stuff. Just little things to trick your mind, help your mood, all of that stuff. Drinking my coffee. I feel like that's what's wrong. I haven't had a sip of my coffee yet. I have my Meghan Markle and Prince Harry mug from when they got married. I got this when I was in London back in 2018. They're no longer royals, but they're still like a duke and a duchess. I love Meghan Markle. I stan her. Sad that she doesn't have like a princessy title anymore, but I still love her. I act as if I know her, but I love her. I just, you know, I think she was really brave, and I think it's something to look up to and try to break all of these standards. But you know, Britain was a very tough crowd, and mental health is important. I feel like my eye is very like red right now. I need to make this more brown. My parents are gonna be like, why are you wearing makeup? And I'm gonna be like, because I need it to feel normal. Because I haven't. I don't know, I like not having to put on makeup sometimes. Like, I literally like have been doing the same thing. I wake up, It takes me a while to like get ready to do schoolwork unless like I have like my 9 a.m. classes like I do today. So like I will watch a couple of shows, I'll have breakfast, I'll walk the dog, which is a whole other story of why that was a little bit of a problem right now. But just like stuff like that. And then by the time it's like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, that's when I am able to get into like the groove of doing it. I don't know, it's just hard because like it's hard to have a routine, because there was a routine for this like when I was in school and such, but it's just hard to get back into that same routine. But I'm still like under the same stress because like the workload is still the same even though it's online. So that's been a little bit difficult. But since everyone is like over walking their dogs, trust me, dogs are having the time of their life. They don't know what happened, but they have just been going on more walks and have been getting more attention. And I'm sure the dogs of the world right now are loving it, because people cannot just like stay inside all day, so they take their dogs out for walks. And my dog has been one of them that is like, wow, I'm going on walks all the time. She's actually on a walk right now, but she picked up, I don't know if she picked it up from the walk. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense, but I think I found a flea on her. I searched her and she doesn't really have any bites, so I know like she just picked it up. But it's just kind of hard to do like a whole flea treatment when we're supposed to be inside, because now we have to like, if you have pets and if you had fleas, you might be able to relate with this. So like we ordered her medicine, but it doesn't arrive till like Saturday, and today's Thursday when I'm filming this. So that's like issue number 1. And then issue number 2 is that normally we would bomb the house. Not literally obviously, but I guess in doggy terms, it's when like you go room by room and like set off like this thing that sets off like a mushroom bomb smoke to kill anything that might be like either embedded in the carpets or in the furniture and stuff like that, since you can't really like wash the carpets if you have carpets, or like get into places that you can't really get into. So normally like we would just bomb like the whole house like at once, but because like, you know, we're supposed to be at home and you're supposed to like, I think you're supposed to like not go in for like a whole day. It's kind of a little bit of a tricky situation in regards to what we're gonna do. I know there's like other things, like I think there's a powder you can put in a carpet, because most of my parents' house is carpet right now. But at least her flea medicine gets here on Saturday, like I said, and I just gave her like a really good bath and like had her like sit in the water for a while and like really scrubbed in to try to get like any eggs off. But like hopefully this doesn't turn into like a big problem, because I only saw like one flea, maybe like a microscopic other flea. I don't know, I couldn't tell if that one was a flea. But that's all I've seen, and I've been checking her and I haven't seen any new ones. You know, I've had pets for many years. I'd like to call myself like a professional flea catcher on dogs. Like it doesn't gross me out or anything. I'm a biology major. So yeah, that's a little bit of an issue. Oh, I got a pimple. I've been like breaking out a lot recently, and you would think because like you're not wearing makeup, you know, we'd all have the best skins of our lives, but I don't know what's going on where it's not the case. I don't know. I think it's our stress, even though like I don't think makeup really clogs our pores that much, but because like we're not like doing our normal routine that like our face is accustomed to. Sorry, I just burped. I think that's why our faces are breaking out. In other news, did you guys hear how Bath and Body Works convinced the government that they're an essential business and have opened 2 stores back up in Ohio and are gonna try to open stores across the nation here in the US? boy, let me tell you, I have some thoughts about that. I have multiple thoughts. Like, I am trying to play both sides of the thoughts, and that's usually how my thought process is. So I don't know, just because I'm very opinionated on both sides, or unless like something like really like pulls me to one side, but for the most part I tend to like agree with my anti-consumerism side, especially because of the times right now, like the economical times, but I understand like also because of that why they're opening. So I'm just going to share some tidbits. So Bath & Body Works convinced the government that they are considered an essential business, because right before the mandatory shutdown they were selling a lot of hand soaps and hand sanitizers, and they used that to convince the government to open back up. And you know, the government, like, I'm pretty sure the government believes that's like a bunch of load of crap, but all businesses are taking a hit, and that is not good for the economy, and it's just not good for like the government either, because that means they would have to distribute more money for like bailouts, and like companies who are really struggling and are gonna face like permanent closure. And because Bath & Body Works is a big corporation, I can see why the government was like, okay, sure, just open with a precaution. And you know, hand sanitizers and soaps are considered essential right now, but you know, the risks of opening that is that a lot of people, and I know like maybe some of us are gonna do it, and I don't blame them, because you know, when you're cooped up for like a while, you just want to get out, and you know, you can only go for essential things, and that's like grocery stores. And like, you know, the fact that people are getting a high on going like grocery shopping now, because that's like their one, if they're, you know, not working right now, that's like their one chance to get out of the house and stuff. And like, I'm sure a lot of people like go more than what's essentially needed. I mean, I know people that are guilty. I have gone like twice to the grocery store, even though like my parents are bringing home groceries and stuff, but because we all like sometimes need to get out, and like we're healthy and stuff, so it's not that big of an exposure, but we are exposing ourselves. But like I'm sure a lot of people are using the grocery store essential run as a way to get out. So the fact that Bath & Body Works is gonna try to open, I don't know, like, you know, I don't know how long this is gonna last, but people are saying like for now, because you know, they're gonna tell us in little bits, for now it's gonna be all of April. We need to stay home like all of April. Who knows if that's really gonna be longer. I know, like, for example, the American government and like the American people wouldn't be able to handle if they told them, actually in reality you're gonna have to stay inside indoors till like June. They wouldn't be able to handle that. They would go like berserk, which is understandable because that's too much time. So I think it's better to be fed like, oh, it's gonna be a month. Actually, it just got extended. I think that's better on people's morale than officially saying it's gonna be till June. And that's just like a psychological thing. Sure, it's gonna be depressing when and if it gets even extended past April, but I'm just saying that might be a reality. And I think that's what kind of like what they're doing. I mean, I know the government would love to open up after April, but if that's a reality, it's a reality, and if it's not, it's not. But the thing that they're doing, if that Bath & Body Works manages to open more stores nationwide, is that more people are going to be going. And I know this is like for Bath & Body Works to help their business, and so they don't have to like face a lot of financial, I don't even know what's the right word to say, but just like a lot of a financial downfall, like pretty much most companies are right now. I know that they're doing this to save them. I don't think they give a rat's ass about providing more hand sanitizer and soaps to people for essential needs. They're totally doing it to save their own asses and not face as much of an economic loss. Anyways, as I was saying, like, they want to sell you all of their other things. Like, that's realistically why they're opening, and then why, like, they try to convince the government that they're essential. Because otherwise, they're like, yeah, we could close for 2 weeks, but when they realized that, like, this was going to be longer, they were like, no, we don't want to close for that long because it's gonna hurt us, so let's try to convince them that we're essential.
Let's not forget that Bath & Body Works is the only strong company L Brands has left, and if this really hurts Bath & Body Works, let's not forget that this could be the end of L Brands, because Bath & Body Works is the only thing keeping it alive, since Victoria's Secret and Pink have not been doing so hot either.
Like, if you thought that you were essential, you would have fought to stay open the initial 2 weeks that, like, everyone thought they needed to close for. So I know, like, from that standpoint, like, they just want to save themselves from an economic downfall, which again is understandable, because as a company, like, you don't want to have a downfall. I think a lot of people lived through 2008. I know, like, most of the company people that work up there lived through 2008, and they don't want to do that again because that, like, trickled on for a very long time. And if you hear a noise, that is the garage door opening. So I understand why they want to open, but let's think about it. So all of these people now have a new outlet to go to, and you know, Bath & Body Works isn't the size of a grocery store. It's a lot smaller. It's a lot more confined. Social distancing is not going to be a thing if people are trying to go to Bath & Body Works. Let's be realistic here. I don't know if they're going to do, like, they're only going to let a couple people at a time, but this is going to be a lot more people, like, heading out. A lot more people exposing themselves and exposing others in a smaller space, because even if they wipe down, like, the general things, like, oh, the cash register and some things people might touch, I think there's too many places and too many things, like, if someone were to have it, for things to, like, just stay there and, like, come into contact with people a lot. So I think in that regard, it's kind of stupid for them to open, because, you know, if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, oh, Bath & Body Works is open, and now I can go and shop there and, you know, buy things and, like, have a new place to go. But that's not, like, essential. Like, we really should be staying home. And I just took dim light all up underneath my eye, and I never really do that. But I mean, it looks good. It's putting color, like, way up there, but it's fine, you know? Try something new. So I know Tina Marie, like, posted a video. I haven't watched it yet, but from her video that I saw, that's how I found out that this was happening. And I literally looked at the article. I think it was New York Post that actually ended up posting it, and I was just rolling my eyes the entire time, because I think it's selfish for the company to open for the sake of their own thing. But realistically, that's what all corporations do. They don't care about the consumer. They care about their own profit. And that's why I also have a very, like, anti-consumerism mindset, even though it's not, like, across all boards, clearly, or this channel wouldn't really exist. But it's just, like, I'm just kind of annoyed that they would lie, because they're not essential. Like, they're still having their soaps and hand sanitizer sales online. If they really cared about the safety of the people, like, they would just, you know, keep doing that and keep, like, promoting that stuff on the website, which they have been doing. But I know, like, websites that for, like, online orders, they completely shut down the website because they care more about, like, consumer and consumer health and not exposing a bunch of workers than a profit. And, you know, I understand that, you know, not all companies can do that, but like Brandy Melville, like, shut down their whole thing. They're like, no, sorry, like, we're not doing online orders, like, we're not doing anything, like we care about our people and we don't want to expose them. And that's what a good company is in my eyes. Like, yeah, people are like shopping more, but since like there's nothing to do much at home, so I get why people are shopping, but it's just like, if you were a company that cared about consumers but thought that your product was essential to them, then you would still like do the online portion. Like, you wouldn't try to like convince the government that you're essential just so people can go back to buying candles and body care and all of that stuff. And I don't know, that's the part that bothers me about this whole Bath and Body Works thing. Let me know what you think about it down below. Sure, it might be like something for a lot of people to do, but it's just not smart, because it's just such a confined space. And like, yeah, like workers might be cleaning it, but they're not going to clean everything. And then because it's such a confined space, like you don't know who's asymptomatic, who you know, is carrying something.
And I just hit pan on my bronzer. Wow, I never thought this day would come.
I just think it's not smart and selfish of a company to do that. But I understand why they're doing it. You know, I don't know. I kind of feel like that might have been a little bit all over the place. A little bit all over the place, but you know, that's me. That's who I am. That is my channel. I I say things like usually on the spot. I don't like write down my feelings and read them. Like, this is like as my thought process is coming to a thing. If that makes any sense. Like I said, I don't know if they'll actually be successful in opening stores like nationwide in this amount of time. I don't know if it's going to be like state by state, like I'm not sure. But if they were successful in opening here in Arizona, I still wouldn't go. Like, I'm sorry, a candle is not worth, and I'm just saying a candle because I'm so excited I can burn candles again, because I couldn't do that in my college apartment. But I will not be going. I think that risking it for a candle or like more hand soap, even though like I don't need to go buy more hand soap or hand sanitizer, like I have enough. And if I were to run out of soap, I have shower gels I can use, because that's essentially like the same-ish. Like, it's still soap. It still would break the plasma membrane on Linda, which is essentially why you should be washing your hands, because that's like what really gets it. I have a bunch of shower gels that I can use in a soap dispenser, besides having like jugs of soap, of hand soap, if I were to finish the hand soap. So it's like, no, I'm not going to go and expose myself or expose others. If for whatever reason I had it, even though I'm fine physically, maybe not emotionally, that's like a different level, but I wouldn't do it. It's not smart. It would be very selfish, and I encourage you guys to not go if you happen to have a Bath and Body Works that opens. Like, just think about others, guys. Like, that's really what it is. Companies are gonna like try to save their butts, like, in the long run. The people who are making these choices are not the ones that have to stand in the store exposing themselves and risking themselves. Like, they're doing that for money, to put more money in the people's who made this choice pocket. They're not doing it so you can get more hand soap, because I feel like people who buy like Bath and Body Works like don't just have one soap. Realistically, like, they have a backstock. Let's be realistic. There's a backstock. Like, it's not just like a random like sir like went to Bath and Body Works as a last resort and bought one $7 hand soap. Like, that's not realistic. In my eyes, it might happen, but it's just not like, you know, the normal. So it's really for all these Bath and Body Works lovers to go spend their money at Bath and Body Works, in my opinion. Again, let me know what you think down below, and just like your thoughts. And like, honestly, if you think like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I just can't take it, I'm gonna go if I'm healthy, like, Like, I'd be okay with you putting that down below, but maybe not other people. Because, like, you know, I understand both sides. I understand that people need to get out. I know people that are not homebodies whatsoever and are having a very hard time staying at home and are trying to find an excuse to, like, leave the house, and that if that's walking their dogs like 3 times a day, it is that. And I think it's time for me to end this video because there's a lot of noise in the background because the house is paper thin walled. But just let me know what you think. Coincidentally, I just finished my makeup for my online class that's in 30 minutes. Don't forget to leave me your thoughts down below. Let's start a conversation. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.